Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Rant. Today I just want to talk about what's going on right now. You're watching to the right of me a live shot out of Baton Rouge where 2 officers have been killed, 7 wounded so far. Look folks, this has got to stop, all right? Police officers do basically a heroic job. They're often out there frightened to do their work, but they're doing it. And they're doing it for our sake, to protect us. Are there some apples, bad apples? Sure. Just like any organization, you're going to have rotten apples in the barrel. But how can a person justify shooting 7 officers because an officer may or may not have acted incorrectly in the shooting? Does that make any sense at all? Police officers, as we so tragically saw just last week in Dallas and today in Baton Rouge, are all too often victims of deadly violence. 7 officers have been killed, 14 wounded just in the last week. In Dallas, they were killed by a representative or an individual belonging to Black Lives Matters. And they were killed while trying to protect these 800 Black Lives Matter protesters. These officers were shot while doing their job, protecting and serving. Now, we don't know the details of today's incident. We're hearing different stuff. Could it have been an ambush? I don't know. A guy's walking around, they say, an AK-47. Again, this has just happened, so we don't have all the specifics. But as you sit there and you watch the coverage unfold of this chaotic scene, it's every bit as horrific as some of the videos this station here has already shown of the police shooting each other. Or even as horrific as the videos showing the deaths last week of Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, or even Castile in Minnesota. This was not some spontaneous incident, though. Just like Dallas was not a spontaneous incident. There's no way. It takes time and planning not only to execute such a coordinated mass shooting, but to also acquire the kind of weaponry and body armor used in these types of killings. In Dallas, the sniper was killed and 3 other suspects are in custody. And despite the dangers and the chaos, officers heroically continue to do their job, even as their comrades were falling around them, as we see today. This is senseless shootings. You know, so far this year, there have been, with these 2 killings today, a total of 60 officers shot in the line of duty while protecting and serving us. It's easy to forget earlier this week just how dangerous and life-threatening it is to be a police officer. But I tell you what, after what we see today, after what we saw last week in Dallas, will you ever forget? Do you want to forget? You should not forget. This is not to be minimized as to what happened in Baton Rouge or Minnesota. Not at all. If the facts show that any of the officers involved in either of these shootings committed crimes in the line of duty, they should be arrested. They should be convicted. They should go to jail. But let's also remember and salute the good cops who bravely put their lives on the line every day and show up to work. Sure, Black Lives Matter, but Blue Lives Matter too. Everyone's life should start mattering. All right, let's bow our heads and say a prayer for the families for these officers. And let's hope that the other 5 that were shot do not decease. On this sad day, this has been Francesco Abbruzzino with another Rogue Rant.